How to rebuild trust after an affair. Hello guys and welcome to Love Advice TV. I'm Coach Alex Carmon. I'm with Coach Samira. Hello Coach Samira.
Hey, hi, thanks for having me.
The subject today is really hard because there is different kind of situation. But we will try our best to give you our advice because we have seen this experience, this situation a lot. How to rebuild trust after an affair. I want to give you my experience first and then I will ask you some questions,
Sure.
Coach Samia. So, I've coached so many people since 2007 and I can tell today infidelity is a big problem, especially when you want to get back together. What I have experienced is a special situation. When you are in a relationship, you are not really happy, but you try to protect your partner. What does it mean exactly? You didn't tell her or tell him that you were mad, that you were sad, and then you want to improve the relationship. And at this moment, when you want to protect someone, you think that you should never say what you're feeling. And then you will go somewhere else in the infidelity process, which is a bad decision. So if something happened to you in this case of situation, I would recommend to you to just take your time to write a letter or to write every word that you want to say and be completely 100% transparent. What does it mean? You need to always explain what happened to you. What did you like in a relationship? Why did you make these mistakes? And also, how can you be sure that you will never do this mistake again? What do you think, Coach Samira, about my vision of trying to rebuild trust after an affair?
I feel like a lot of those kinds of people harbor a lot of anger and resentment because they're not expressing themselves in that moment. I think a lot of the time it's very easy to just really keep your feelings to yourself. And then, a couple months goes by and you're sitting there with all your feelings and no one to really express it to. And that can be really dangerous because you're not expressing yourself. You're just sitting there and you're just about to explode. You're going to explode with emotion. And that's not a healthy way of communicating. When it comes to having an affair, when it comes to rebuilding the relationship after that, you have to really be able to communicate as to why it happened. The other person wants to know why too. It's
really
only fair.
important. Yeah, It's really important. When you want to overcome something bad in our life, we want to understand what happened and why. And then after this why, I can encourage you to also work on the how. How can you change? You have a lot of videos in our YouTube channel. You can come on withmyexagain.com/coaching. We can make a coaching session together because if you can do some real actions like meditation, yoga, but also just open your eyes to personal development, you can change your life. Our society we are always looking for more. We are always looking for the new thing. If you can control these emotions, your ex-wife, your ex-husband, or your partner, if you are still together, will allow you to rebuild the connection. They will forgive you because this is what we want when you want to rebuild trust. You want to be forgiven about the mistake that you have done.
So I was wondering, because I've had a couple of sessions where, let's say in the relationship, the man had an affair and the woman just is not happy about it. She doesn't want to talk to him. She's very angry. There's a lot of resentment. And she doesn't even want to talk to him. She doesn't even want to hear him explain what he has to say. What would you tell him to do in that situation?
That's a really hard situation. So the first one was when you just realize a lot and you want to communicate together, you want to tell everything to make sure that you're 100% clear. The other type of situation is where the situation is a little bit hard because you are living together or your wife or husband. I want to say it's not only the men who are cheating, please. So it could be your husband, it could be your wife is really angry at you. I've experienced that we need to go in the extreme situation. What does it mean? Sometimes it's good to just create the dialogue and to be a little bit energetic, to say, we need to speak now. You need to show that you're here and you want to say something. Because if not, you will always be scared. And when you are scared in a situation, your ex, wife or husband will always think you didn't have changed. You are always the bad person because you have cheated on her or him. And so if you really want to create something better, you need to show more energy. Or for me, it will be the opposite. Because you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You will always be guilty for the past.
Right.
So it's really important to say nothing and just show actions. What are you doing with the kids that make you the best father or the best mother of the world? What are you doing with your friends that you are now communicating better, that you can really just be sure that you have done a mistake, you're really mad at it, but you know that you will never do it again. By showing that you know that you will never cheat anymore, and you will also never made any mistake in a relationship, and by growing, by reading some books, by watching our videos, I think that's enough sometimes.
So showing it with their actions then.
Exactly, because the
Okay.
more you will communicate, the more you will do the best to her or to him, the more you will be guilty for the past. That's my vision.
Makes
That
sense.
makes sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is that something that you see a lot?
Unfortunately, I will say more than I want, but it's not the common situation. Most of the time, it's like, this is a really hard situation. That's why I encourage you to book a coaching session. But you can also leave a comment, because we are here to answer the
Right.
comment if you need some helps. Because it's not a common situation, but it's something that we have seen a lot, and I'm sure you have seen this too.
Right. I see it often. I see it more in that a lot of people just aren't expressing the feelings. But I understand. I think what you say makes total sense about, showing it with your actions. Even if there's a situation when somebody is going to be talking to you and does want to hear you out, I think it's important to still show that with your actions, because actions speak louder than words. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, it doesn't really matter.
And that's something that I remembered, because, I'm telling you that action is really important. I was reading an article about the boxer Muhammad Ali, and he was talking that how he can win every single game. He will let his competitor put him against the ropes. And what happened at this moment? You have two options. Your competitor will be tired and then you can win the game. That
Yeah.
was what happening. Or you can just suffer from the situation and you will lose the game. Why I'm telling you this story? Because if your ex is coming, yelling at you, telling you that you're guilty, telling you that you didn't have change, and you're trying to respond, you will use all of your energy. But if you are 100% clear with yourself that you know that you have changed and you don't really respond to that situation, then she will be tired to tell you something that is not hurting you. I want you to understand this, because what is she or what is or she is doing actually, it's because they want to hurt you. If you can say like, no, I know I made a mistake, I'm completely stupid for what I've done, but today I can guarantee you I'm 100% clear on what I want, then they will stop. But if you try to respond, if you try to say, but I'm so sorry, and you will lose the situation. So this example is really important. I'm sorry because I'm French. I don't know every single word to explain this situation, but I'm sure that you have understand what I want to say to you.
That's a really great example.
Thank you.
I feel like it really spoke to me. I really got to see the visual with, the differences between the relationships and the dynamic and getting involved with the argument. It's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
really
much.
great.
I'm glad.
If you guys want to share your stories with us, or if you need a little bit of a boost, please go ahead and leave a comment below in our comment section. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, bye-bye guys. See you soon tomorrow, and trust yourself, guys.
Bye.